There's always a chance.
There's always a chance. Woo! How's everybody doing tonight? It's still daylight here. Yes, indeed.
Whenever you call me,
I'll be there.
whenever you want me, I'll be there.
We're live.
Whenever you need me, I'll be
I got an alert on my watch. AfroEconomics with Bryan is live. It is time, y'all. It is time to really think about what we're doing. Does anybody have any habits that they want to share? I'm telling you, this discussion could change someone's life. This is life changing. This is life changing. This is tonight. We're going to have a life changing habits, and these could be like great habits, things that you do that you're very proud of. Like, we don't have to have like bad habits, Mr. Jefferson. Mr. Jefferson, Reverend Bozeman can't come in tonight, so he was asking if HOA was going to come in and help out with some habits that you're proud of. Now, you know why I call Mr. Jefferson HOA, because he has all these good habits about the community. He's, he keeps things straight. I think he's the president of the HOA in his community. We can make him anything we want. He's the chairman of the board, 10-year president. And he earned that name from his great habits, HOA, habits on and available. Good habits, HOA. The VP, that's what I'm talking about. The VP. Now, the VP is very much better than being the president. Correct. Yes. Mr. Barden said the VP is better than being the president, because I'm not going to talk about nobody. But it is better than being the president, because you get to do absolutely nothing. But you're not like that, Mr. Jefferson. I know that you do. Exactly. You're good. Mr. Jefferson said that his good work habits, he has good work habits. That's so good. That's why you're the VP, because you have the great work habits. What's some other? I mean, seriously, I don't care. Everybody like comes in late, but we are going to get this video because it's in the archives. We're going to have some habits that we have. Does anybody wake up and drink coffee every morning? Anybody out there listening?
Yes.
Anybody wake up, drink water in the morning when they wake up? Like, they just have a habit. Like, if they wake up and they don't have water, like, when I travel, like, I have to have ice. And I know everybody says, oh, you shouldn't have any ice in your water in the morning. I know that.
That's right.
Still here. I'm here. I'm still here. I drink ice with my water in the morning. And look, and the water just goes down so much easier for some reason when it's just got ice in it. Everything should have ice in it. I just think I'm allergic. I'm addicted to ice. Like, it just being cold. So the first thing I did when I got to the hotel was look for the refrigerator. I was like, look, everything's. I was like, look, they didn't have a refrigerator. All they had was like that bar. That bar was like packed. Packed. I didn't even look at it good. But I've often said that people that travel, like, I hope they have their alcohol under control, because that bar, oh my goodness, you just can go through it.
You can go through it, but you got to pay extra when you do that.
That's true.
Yeah, that costs you. That
Can
will
you
be
hear him, Mr.
billed to
Barden?
your room. Yeah.
Wait,
You can't hear
I
me?
can't hear you.
That will be
I know y'all
billed.
can hear me, but we not
Yeah.
can hear you.
Can
You
you
can't
hear
hear
me?
me?
But I see
Then
your
let me
mic
come.
going up.
Let me leave and come back because I got to tell you
It's
this.
not. I
Let
don't
me
think it's
type it.
you, because everybody else probably could hear you. Can you hear her, Mr. Barden?
Yeah, I can hear her.
You can hear Weta.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? I bet it's that Bluetooth getting on my nerves.
Mm.
Um, Opening settings. I'm trying to figure out because I got this speaker. Watch this. Say something now, Weta. Uh
Okay,
huh.
that alcohol
That was
that
it.
has to be paid for. That is extra and it is expensive. It is billed to your room. No, ma'am.
So that is not a habit when you.
How I know
So like when you travel,
that way?
when you and
Not that
Monique. I
way.
mean, look, as Monique Evans said, yeah. Oh, she was talking about. She was like, I was not talking about drinking out the bar, drinking out the refrigerator. I was just saying, yes, I can hear Weta. But I'm so glad. You know that could have been frustrating. Look, going off on another point. But aren't y'all glad that I'm into this technology stuff? Because I just be like, I'm like, you know what? I bet it's the Bluetooth. You know, this, eh, and God is good. I think I don't know y'all, but I might just get me. I might volunteer at the Geek Squad. Exactly. Look, they ain't gonna hire me because they're like, well, I'm just gonna volunteer. I just want to take some calls, like on I don't know, on Friday nights when I don't have anything else to do. Exactly. If y'all be glad when school starts back. If school starts back for me, and I will have more than enough to do during my extra time, Mr. Barden, our head of higher education. How how you doing, Mr. Jones? I see you. Dr. Jones, I'm sorry. In the house. I didn't lose my mind. I oh, Miss Evans said she gets all inclusive. She probably going on those cruises and stuff. No, I don't know. But I know Dr. Jones, he doesn't drink out of the bar in the room either. Because
Ex-
he knows those things cost too much.
Expensive. That's all.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just I didn't even look at the prices. But I know this place. Like, look, it has a Bluetooth, but fortunately, I brought my own. I mean, it has a speaker, like an extra
Yeah.
speaker, and they said you can have all of these things. So it has like a speaker. You can take all of them home, but this is $300. This is brand new. It's only 100. How they gonna charge twice as much if you walk out of here with a used speaker? They said, "Oh, help yourself." And then there's a charger. It's $100. You know that charger's like probably 25, and it's used. I don't care what it is. It's used. Y'all can't be charging that much for this thing. And then that's like every amenity in the room you can take home with you if you wanted to. So anybody who has a I steal from hotel problems does not want to come to this hotel. They calculating that stuff. Oh, you took 2 towels. Okay, that's $200. Oh, you took so it's all that'd be 100. They're keeping up with that stuff. I put on there privacy. Don't come. So the maid says, "Oh, Miss Bryan, you don't need anything for your room." And I was no. She said, "Well, what about cloths or some water?" I said, "Okay, that would be nice." She was coming here looking around. She knew she wanted to look in that bar. It's like, lady, she was probably like, we have so many people. They probably want that bar stacked every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like it is. She was like, I was like, I got my own fridge. I got my own water. But they brought but they have free water. She brought me free waters. Those were free. They're free. But that was the first time I saw water in white cartons, like milk cartons, like milk used to be in. Yeah, no plastic. That's good. I hope that that'll start becoming available to all of us because
Mm-hmm.
it tastes fine. And then I just have a problem with like I like to take plastic well, not, I don't like to, but I like to have water in the car. So if I finish track practice or something and I need some more, I got water now, I have to go buy it.
Buy a
But
container.
yeah, and it's like bad to keep that plastic,
It is.
just sitting in the car like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then I used to buy the glass vases, but you
Yeah.
don't want to drop that. You
Nope.
do not want to drop it. It's all over. Yeah, somebody else said the other saying, I only buy in glass bottles. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you can't find that now. So hopefully because the cartons are just so much safer. That glass is just not safe. But I use my own like stainless steel cup. I don't know why I didn't just bring that. Um, I don't know what I don't know what I was thinking. Somebody opened up their something and we had a little feedback, but I don't know. I usually could have, because I brought a whole extra suitcase to bring like stuff that I wouldn't buy anything from anywhere else. So, that cut down on unnecessary habits, but of, just spending too much on water or something like that. I would say, yeah, I probably have a habit of just spending a lot of money on those types of things, especially if you travel, but I don't travel a lot, as you all know. This has just been what is happening. So hopefully, if I don't travel all the time, I cannot create a bad traveling habit. But um, I don't know how people do it, because there's people who travel for work constantly. I don't even know if I were not like working and I were retired, if I would want to travel all the time. And some people do that. But it's just like, as far as like for your habits that you have, how can you keep up with your habits if you're not at the same place? Like, every day I get up and I do a workout, I do something. But if you're not able, like, well, this morning, but I couldn't do what I usually would have done. I went crazy with cardio so much that my feet were hurting all day. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I didn't think about like how big the hotel is. And I definitely was like, I'm not wearing my dress shoes. Not wearing. So I put on like black flat sneakers and pushed my pants down. Mr. Jones, I tried to get where like you couldn't see. You know what I mean? What shoes she had on. I could have put on my bright neon yellow ones from that I work out in. Like I just tried to put on low key sneakers, but that would have been so funny if I had on those bright yellow ones. That neon like look like now they have in sneakers. Like, and when I bought them, I was like, I'm not gonna, you're not gonna really get these, are you? And I got it. And I get so many compliments on it. I go, yeah, you can't miss them, right? I mean, even when I got to the hotel the other day, I had them on. The doorman was like, oh, I love your sneakers. He was like, I was like, yeah, they are eye-catching, them bright yellow. But yeah, I still stayed in the habit of exercise, but it wasn't what I usually would do. And I'm not resting the way I usually would rest, and I'm definitely, not eating the way I would usually eat. No, I'm just getting by. No, I'm not doing anything like I would usually do. But work calls, y'all get to travel. Like Dr. Jones and Wida, y'all, when y'all travel, y'all get to travel for fun. When I travel because I have to work. It's here. But we did a lot of discussions today. I will tell you all about it in the members only on Friday. You know, because Friday, yeah, what is that? 9 o'clock y'all time will be what? Six to me here. Yeah, we'll probably do it because I have my first event is 6 o'clock on Friday. That's when I'm going race car driving. Did I tell y'all about that? Did I tell you? Oh yeah, I'm going to this racetrack when you can choose between a Porsche or Ferrari or Lamborghini or some others. But yeah, it's where you can actually race, Miss Daniels. Yeah, I
You
don't know.
make
I
sure
I,
that's video so we can
I hope
see
they,
you.
yeah, I hope they take videos. You think so? I think they'll take videos. I hope so. Mm.
I hope so.
It's water, but it has ice in it. Gots to have the ice. I don't know if you heard that. That is a habit for me. Dr. Jones, what is your habit? And it doesn't have to be a habit you want to get rid of, just something that you do habitually. Ah,
Exercise.
Jenkins
I,
is the one who encouraged me to do that.
I
Yeah.
exercise. I read and I write.
Mm,
But right now, I've been fasting since Monday.
mm,
So this is the third day of my fast. And this morning, I had to get up and start physical therapy. I'm restarting physical therapy. So
mm.
that's gonna become part of my everyday habits. And they gave me some exercise to add to my routine that I already do. So
That's
yeah.
good. So you can avoid surgery.
Well, what happened was I was injured in 2015 on the bus, but like this past February, I started getting shooting pains in my arm here that
Mm-hmm.
would come all the way down to my hand, into my fingers, and start itching uncontrollably. So
Mm,
I had the CAT scan done. So they said, yeah, due to your injury, you have spinal stenosis, but now you also have nerve damage.
mm.
So yeah, hopefully they said we could probably get it back to where it was, even though you'll still be in pain. We could probably get it back to where it was in like 6 or 7 weeks. So I'm gonna give it a shot, see what's up.
And in the therapy,
Physical therapy, yeah.
but they're not gonna do surgery.
I don't want nobody to give me surgery.
That's good.
I've
Yeah,
I've had it so long. I've learned to live with it. I got my portable massager and all that stuff.
that's
But
right.
that pain was different,
That's
and
right.
then it started in February, and then it's here now. But in February and March, it was really bad. It was
Mm,
really bad.
exactly. Barbara said try stem cells. Exactly. Everybody tries stem cells. They don't have it, as much, and they definitely would make you pay out of pocket, you know. But the
So stem cells wouldn't take my insurance.
most likely not,
Okay.
out here. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Because your doctor would have offered it, but you can definitely call and ask them.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
the probably, but it's how insurance is. But they only gonna do what they think is guaranteed. No, I saw something on breast cancer and mammograms today. Y'all need to Google that. But it was on the news today about false positives in Black women. It's crazy. But I had already read about that. Um, we get so concerned about false negatives, but what we really, 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 really should be concerned about also is false positives. And 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 the only way that it would find out and the only way you would find out that it was a false positive is by making sure you do like check with 2 or 3 doctors. Well, so they we just have to check, you know, exactly. For stem cells too. So just check the I know when my daughter was born, I stored her umbilical cords and stuff. Well, I guess that would be mine, wouldn't it? I stored my umbilical cords exactly and everything. and to have it available for stem cells and things if something were to ever happen to either one of us. And somehow you're able to go and get it. I don't know if you can get it or get a portion, or if you ever get it, you got to get it all. No. I need to check in with them though. But I had to pay. I know I paid for it for like 10 years and then it was like paid up. But I do. The other day I said, I gotta call them because I haven't heard from them in a while. And if something were to happen, my daughter wouldn't know about it. So I need to have something, you know what I mean, to give her that. Oh, if you ever need this, here, these are here. But, some people consider stem cells controversial. I guess it's because a lot of people aren't using their own. I don't know. Barbara, why do they feel it's controversial? Because the or where some of the stuff stem cell use comes from, I don't know. But there's something behind it because I told some girl that I did it and she said, I just don't feel comfortable with that kind of stuff. Now, I hadn't, there's always something. Some people make it a habit to have a hang up about a lot of stuff. We should also ask ourselves, what habits do we have that aren't serving us? Now that we've thought about things that are serving, what habit do we have that is not serving us? And when I researched this topic, I was looking at Psychology Today and things like that, and on how to change habits, how to break habits. And then this guy, James Clear, has a lot of information, on habits and how to restructure habits. And so I also found something called synaptic pruning. And I also just in I'd already just, have y'all seen the guy from Empire, Terrence Howard, talks about this on as far as our neurons and how we're processing things in our brain and physics and stuff like that. Isn't that amazing? Have y'all seen that? He did an interview at Oxford University, and he's all over YouTube now. He's I don't know if he's faking it, he's extremely good because he knows all of the physics and the laws of physics and all the words and electrons and stuff like that, and the use of sound and the energy that it produces, and it sounds and colors, and the how they have white noise, but there's also pink noise, and but he's really there's something there. There's something there. So anyway, synaptic pruning is the process where the brain eliminates extra neurons and synapses. And the synapses and neurons are just part of the brain. So it's how the brain eliminates these things. So this can help increase the efficiency of the brain's neural transmissions. Neurons and synapses begin to form during the earliest stage of an embryo's development. And that's something. So the synaptic pruning plays an important role in building habits. So the Oxford University did research on the brains of newborn babies, and they started comparing newborn brains to the normal adult human brain. And then what do you think that they found when they compared children's brains to adult brains, or newborn to adult brains? He's an engineer. She's talking about Terrence Howard. He is an engineer. Uh, He was referring to himself
Probably
as
the
a
brain.
hmm
Yeah,
hmm.
like our brains have been um, used to the extreme of 65. Compare my brain to a newborn baby's brain is no telling which you may
Hmm.
you may find. Everything's fresh
Hmm.
and new and probably easy to absorb, even though they're small, but they can grasp and probably pick up on things a heck of a lot quicker. It would be my way of
Well,
thinking,
I know that's the
if I'm
way we've
saying
been
that right.
socialized. That's the way we've been socialized to think, that
Hmm.
like, oh, what's happening to you is just because, you're older. But the research found that the average adult had 41% fewer neurons than the average newborn. Like, we had less. And that and basically it's because I'm just going to continue to read. This discovery that didn't make sense. If babies have more neurons, then why are adults smarter and more skilled than the babies are? If the baby, why are adults smarter than the baby? Like, a baby can't even take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? It would just, they have all these neurons. You say it's like, well, then why don't they know what to do? And then, well, what happens is that as we go through life, we build habits. And through these habits, we master our mental and physical performance. So the brain actually just eliminates the neurons that aren't needed. That's it. Like, it uses what it needs, and then um and what it doesn't need, it gets, it just like what it say, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Mhm.
So we're not using all that we're capable of doing because we start focusing on, I do this and I do this and I do this. So our brain is less scattered, where the baby has, it has to we really pretty much have to focus ourselves, or it's impossible for us to accomplish anything. That's also what the baby tells us, that it's not until the baby is able to master the brain, and that takes development and time. It has to start, seeing good habits to focus on. It also shows you how important it is, for us to be a good example in front of these babies, because they're picking up. So imagine, in Virginia, where they have all of this, legalized cannabis smoking, which has been connected to changes in brain cells. And these kids, are at this vital time of their life of developing habits and trying to develop, to use these brain cells effectively. And we're kind of countering it by allowing them to be exposed to these environmental toxins, hypothetically, that could be working against them. So when they get to school, they're diagnosed with a disability that they actually weren't even born with. That's how important it is for us to control what they're exposed to, because their brain is so developing all that is good. And you said, and as are you, as are the parent, also a victim of the habits that they've structured. But that's why they probably, when they say that a child, before 3, um, has to, have some really intense security building before the age of 3, if not after 3, it's very hard to for the child to get over these things that happened to them before then. And if it will probably break down to changes in neurons and the patterns that they've seen for those first 3 years and how important they are. We really need to do, I would love to see the research in there. All right, Monique. Don't let Terrence Howard take away from your chance right now to take care of you. She's still on Terrence. His system and method for merging virtual reality and reality to provide an enhanced sensory experience. Exactly. So what we're going to do is, focus that on you. Like, what do we need to do to make sure we have an enhanced sensory experience for ourselves? And but the reason, that imagine the amount of time that he committed to that and how many, resources that his career has allowed him to have access to so that he could get, his brain to think on that level. And we're all so very capable of that. I just think that we, just don't really value the things that we're an expert at, the things that we're very, very good at. Because we live in a society that says, like, that's important and that's not important. And this is important, but that's not important, There's some very, 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 and a big point of what he was asking was in an interview, and it was like he was saying, like, 1 times 1 is not equal 1. And it takes like a huge person to do that, because we have been taught it as a habit to accept whatever is told to us. So 1 times 1 equals 1 only because we've been told that. That's it. If somebody had told us 1 times 1 is 11, we would have gone with that too. He said 1 times 1 is 2 and got people considering it. That's how important it is for us to realize the power of our brain. Did y'all see that Cameron interview with CNN on CNN? On Cameron, I don't know, I don't follow him, but he has a podcast with Mace. I think they're both rappers and probably were very famous, years ago. And the lady on CNN wanted him to to talk about P. Diddy. And he said, I'm not going to talk about him. I don't know anything about him. I didn't know him like that. And the lady at CNN just kept on asking him questions. And I've been shocked today at how many people have been mad at him for telling the lady that I'm not going to do that. Imagine if R. Kelly had done that with Gail. If R. Kelly could have just said, look, Gail, I'm not talking about that. You know what I'm saying? And but we have been told that you have to cooperate, that you have to throw that guy that you don't even know, P. Diddy, you don't know nothing about it. It's like, I don't know him. That you have to throw him under the bus because it's CNN. Who is CNN to us? He don't work for CNN. We immediately go into this submission role that you have to address or carry yourself a certain way. You know what I mean? Because the person's on CNN. Like he said, which was very intelligent of him, who researched this? Who researched this talent? I'm not the appropriate person for you. I said, that brother is on point. It's like somebody getting me on there and asking me about something, you know what I mean? Telling, I'm an investment advisor and you're asking me a question about, um, something and asking me about the person that lead. You're asking me something about Iran, the president of Iran. I have no idea. I have no idea.
JB, I didn't see
Yeah.
the interview, but the thread that I read, the interviewer asked him a question, and he said, "Who booked me for this? Why am I here?"
Exactly. That's a valid question. And she just kept going on like she didn't even hear him. She didn't even hear him, which I thought was rude. She's the one that works there. Are you uncomfortable? She should have at least, you know what I'm saying? But they feel like, in my opinion, they feel like when they're in the corporate community that people are just supposed to bow to them. And the men that said that Cameron should just bow to this lady, I just didn't get. I admire the fact that he, I don't care. You don't like the way he did it. That man got his own business, his own podcast, his own money, his own. He don't need nothing from CNN. They trying to get in our world. They trying to get a story off him. But your brain is in a habit of bowing to these people. Where is that? We can't blame that on slavery. That's today. Mm-mm-mm. No. And how many of us I heard talking about Terrence Howard, because it's a brother talking about something they feel that he shouldn't be talking about. So the rapper is wrong because he stood up for himself. And Terrence Howard is wrong because he don't know what he's talking about because he's black. These are black people talking about him because the white people are interviewing him. And he went to Oxford, and that's a white school. What in the world? We have to really think about what have we made a habit. That is a habit that we should stop. And we made a habit of allowing people that do wrong to present like they're doing right. Like the lady who was in Congress that was talking about the other lady, and they were going back and forth. And then the black lady had the last word, that everybody is saying the black lady really did a great job because she, had the last word. And she said, this B, 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 and B, and left off a B. We're not that, where did we get into a habit of that is okay? When do you know that you're a government worker and it is your job? Like you ain't Cameron. She ain't Cameron. You can't do that. You work for the government and you get paid by the government. It's a totally different thing. And you got these people that work for the government, work for the people that they voted for them, and they're wasting the people's time and setting a bad example, putting that stuff into the brain of younger people in present and people of your age that's okay. And the neurons and stuff start receiving that's okay for us to just women just to be talking about each other and what they look like, and they ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And then we wonder, like, why these men not respecting us and this and that? When you're in the, what are we talking about? What are y'all doing? I mean, to me, how powerful it would have been if that sister just said, we'll talk about this later. It would have scared her way more than showing someone all of that they did not need to know that you had any of that in your headspace. You hurt all sorts of people's feelings, but they're the people that don't articulate it. are most likely the ones that want the best for you. But we've become like, when did we become into a habit that Black women are to be presented that way, and that it's okay? No, um, no, but those are just, habits. It's a habit. It's probably not the first time that somebody hurt her feelings. She came back and she had to blast them real hard. And then we had to deal, with that. Like, that's a habit that's just not serving her. It's not serving us. No. Especially when it's your job. Like, it's your job to represent us. Yeah. It's
That,
become a
that
habit to just watch a whole bunch of nonsense. It's just become a habit that we can, talk that way. That it's, so we're now is talking about like habits that, that are not serving us. How do we get rid of those things that are like holding us back financially? Like, no, um, no, and I said, like, if you say that, then we'll say, like, somewhere in the back of our mind, we'll say, but you know what? Trump says whatever he wants to say.
not only that, JB, that the Terrence Howard thing reminds me of a while back. Kyrie Irving did an interview and he
Mm,
said the world is flat,
mm.
and everybody went crazy.
And they never even thought it. They never even thought it through. They just never thought about it. They just never thought about it. Just, that's interesting. Tell me more. Should be all because the only reason we saying that it's round is because somebody told us that and we accepted it. I can't verify that. I can't verify that. Mm, mm, mm. There's a Black guy back in the 1960s, and he was supposed to be the first Black man to walk on the moon or be an astronaut. Did y'all see that on the news? And they took him up there this week. No, but what is all over the internet? It's like that lady talking about the other lady's body and everything. You know what I'm saying? But we got this Black man who went to the moon, and he said, I didn't just do this for myself. I did this for, because he's like, I don't know, like almost 80 or in his 80s now. No, 90, I think it was 90. He said, I didn't do this for myself. He said, I did this for everybody who knew I was supposed to go. He said, I was smart enough, I was fit enough, I was ready. Like, they pulled him into the astronaut program. Yeah, Miss Triplet. He was in the astronaut program. But we're over there talking about nonsense, like Demand Entertainment said. Like, we're like lost. Like, we made it a habit to skip over what serves us, what's going to make us money, what is going to increase our wealth, what is going to improve our legacy as a people. If we do everything that people that you say aren't appropriate do, if you do everything that they do, then what? Like, then what? What happens to our community in exchange for you just doing what everybody else is doing? No, I sincerely am convinced that we can make the world a better place. No, I'm convinced that we truly can make the world a better place. Each of us. I know that AfroEconomics has the ability to build wealth within our community because it's doing it. It is changing habits. It is based on 10 proven good financial habits that will make you wealthier. You have to figure out, like, how I'm going to make it happen. How do I do these things holistically? You cannot, the 10th principle of Afroeconomics is protecting your health. So you can't not take care of yourself and think that you're going to become wealthy. You can become wealthy, but you're not going to be able to enjoy it and have your true Afroeconomics wealth when you're not taking care of yourself. Because to me, your good health is why you saved. It is why you invest. No, it is why you work. What else are you working for than to take care of yourself? I get completely bothered when we don't want to take care of ourselves with the money that you saved up for your future. That is what the money is for. No, but somewhere we've gotten into the habit that we got to do cheap food, cheap hair, cheap life, cheap everything, you know what I'm saying? And then spend money on cars, the house, you know, all of these things that we feel that are for show, not thinking that your health is a big part of what you show. Your mental health is a big part of that. I don't think we need to invest in a gym membership. We really don't. I don't, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of people that can't afford the gym. That is no excuse for not being in shape. I would much rather people, bring working out into their home. Because if you feel like you have to have a gym, then you're going to have an excuse. Well, the gym is closed, gym so and so. People that got out of shape still haven't gone back since COVID because they connect their good health to that gym. The gym is for advanced mode people, I think. A lot of people, I'm telling you, they will not go in the gym because they don't feel like they look good enough. They don't think they're in good shape. I won't go in there because everybody in the gym is in good shape. No. So then what? Create that habit right there in your house. Walk around your house. You ain't got to go out of your house. Because if you do the right thing, put yourself first for long enough, you're going to be doing stuff like, Mr. Jones says, just get on your bike. Do what you got to do.
Not only that, I get on my bike and I ride to the track. So
Amen.
I get off the bike and I do sit-ups,
That's right.
pull-ups.
That's right.
And they it's an area where they got like a cinder block.
That's right.
Do curls and squats with the cinder block.
Uh-oh.
And I also got the free gym right down the street. So I'm good.
That's right. And a lot of us live in areas that have a free gym. A lot of people live, like, if you live near YMCA, they will do an income-based membership if you have to have a membership, but you never, ever, 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 ever do you allow yourself to think that you cannot be in shape, that you cannot make health part of your life. If you have 1 minute, just give me 60 seconds of something extra for yourself, you are becoming 1% better every day, right? Like that's what that guy James Clear talks about. I saw that on the airplane. It was like, just become 1% better every day. And then the next time, like I've always told people, like, just do 5 minutes. Just do 5 minutes. 5 minutes out, 5 minutes back, or do 2 minutes out, 2 minutes back. If you can go out. But some people are like, well, my neighborhood, I don't feel good. I was out there today and I'm in Las Vegas and but I just did not want to go inside. I was like, I'm somewhere different. And that is huge. Isn't that, y'all? Tell the truth. Y'all know that's huge for me to want to go outside, like to just be outside, like to just get and take a chance. Exactly, Miss Davis. Y'all know. It's not like, that. So if anything, like that's a mental health thing that exercise has helped me with getting, I'm more confident mentally, just moving from a place of like worrying about what other people are thinking. That can be a really bad habit. Like now I just catch myself. I might say something out loud, like to myself, like I don't have nothing to do with that. Yes. Like, and I hear excuses all the time. But the other day I made an excuse for something. And then somebody said, and it felt so good to be caught on it, because that's how we improve. Like, that's, and a lot of times we think, well, or you get, when somebody is like correcting you or telling you something or pointing out, the negative talk. Like I was one client, she talks really negative about herself. And when I tell her, don't say that, she starts screaming at me. I'm not even lying. It hurts her so bad that I'm saying these good things about her that she starts screaming like profusely. And one day I'm going to like record her and she'll be in the office. Exactly. But she's in there. Like, because we have to realize what we do, like out of habit. That is probably a habit of hers from childhood, or somebody say, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you. They rather accept that there is something wrong with them, than or they'd rather just sit there and just worry about, what I mean, something that it's not going to accomplish anything by worrying about it. Not at all. Like we have to actually start taking steps on, how am I going to replace this negative behavior with something positive? Now that is the one that I always advocate. Like if someone says, I want to stop spending so much, then stop letting the mall become your pastime. I want to stop gambling so much. So what? Stop going to the casino so much. So what we have to do is replace that negative behavior that had become fun, the gambling, the mall, the spending, you want to get, like, you have to replace that with something positive. And I think that's what becomes very hard. And that's where you'll find a lot of seniors that are, that are going to the casinos because it is their positive thing to do. And especially with the growing number of Black women and women of color, according to their research, are the fastest paced addicts to gambling. And I think that what you've done is, for many people, have they replaced being lonely with spending that money on there? Like, are they really, would you much rather be doing something else? Like, no. Now, what I find amazingly, it's amazing to me that it's so hard to dance. Like, there's just very few places. Now, I just remember in my 20s, I could dance all the time. You could just go out. There were places, there were nightclubs. You didn't have to go with anybody. You could just dance. You could just do things. Now it's like Friday. There's nowhere to just go dance. Even if you go somewhere, you have to go sit down and eat and listen to music. No, it's not really structured around people getting up. No, and that is like, to the downfall of us, like, why don't we have like any, and I don't like line dancing. That really, like, it gets old. Like, you could do like one, but why can't they just let people come in there and just do whatever they want to do? Why they have to line dance? And why don't they have line dance at Friday night? Why don't they have it on nights that, women would want to dance? If they're going to do it, they could do it on Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday night, you know what I'm saying? And have just some water, and just let them just dance and drink water till they passed out. And everybody just pay $10. But I just wouldn't want to like compete, like, repeat the same like steps over and over. Yeah. Like, because if you go to a club, you don't have to worry about line dancing. You could just dance. And then I don't worry about like somebody asking me to dance if I go. But like, it kind of scares me though, because when I get invited to someone's party, I don't think they know that I'm coming with it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna start dancing and I'm not gonna stop. And then and because grown folk aren't used to that, like, I think they're just like, the girl's crazy. She's still dancing. She's dancing. It's like an hour later. I told y'all about when I was in LA and the guy Anderson Paak was like, somebody dance with her. The girl's been dancing for 2 hours. No. And we in high heels, we did the next day. I was like, why my feet hurt? But that is a good habit. And you know what I did? Like, I really don't care. I really don't care what everybody thinks. I just really don't care. I was like, you know what? Because y'all are drunk and y'all are drinking and I need to dance because I need to dance like y'all need that drink. I got that same need. I got that same ass need. You know what I'm saying? Like, it relaxes me. Nobody, yeah. Oh, that's right, Mom. Her mom stays on the floor. Exactly. Oh, I do it till I'm 75 too and beyond. And sprint too. Yes, indeed. But it's like um getting that confidence that when you replace a bad habit with a good habit, like, because a bad habit that I used to have is that I felt like I couldn't go out unless I had a date. You know what I mean? Life wasn't going to be good unless I was married. And that wasn't a habit that I developed. That was a habit that I was given. That was a lifestyle that I was given because my mother said as a kid that you cannot go to this dance by yourself. You can't do this by yourself. Like, so we buy into this behavior that there's something incomplete about you. No. And that, so you have to do this. And that's not what I want. And I had to, accept that. It's not what I want. And stop trying to force it on yourself because that is not something that you created. That is not something you thought up and did not. I was not that kid that was like, I can't go in here by myself. I was the kid that wanted to go in there by herself. So it's like, what habits have we created, but they were really given to us. So, I mean, and think about how that impacted me financially, because I had to go through these divorces for nothing. That I just thank God. I just thank God. You make it, God bless me with a child, and then you move on. But when you're working outside of positive habits for you, I don't know. It depends, Ms. Evans. If you don't drink and then your friends drink, it just depends who your numbers are. Because it's worked for me because I don't drink. But especially even when I was young, I went into clubs all the time by myself. Yeah. They say I did, but I was working at a radio station then too. So, but everybody didn't know I wasn't on the air. I was in sales, so they didn't know. Like, but that could be a story that you've made up in your head that there's safety in numbers when actually there's a risk of numbers also. It really depends on who you're with. You feel me with that, Dr. Jones?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because sometimes you can be with a crazy woman who picks fights with other women, and then you got to protect her. Ms. Evans, be careful. I went to Miami like that one time with this girl, man. She loved to pick fights. And she was like, I think she smoked. She smoked all the time. She was just, really into smoking weed. And this was like, I don't know, 15 years ago. So I think that she was getting really angry. And I can only tell this behavior in hindsight because I've learned. But I had no idea like why she was being so mean, right? So these other girls pull up and they're smoking, but this girl didn't have any that was with me. So she was really irritated. Like, and the worst thing for her to be with is somebody like me who don't know what the hell is wrong with her, is not needing it. But if she was with, like, because I didn't smoke, if she had been with someone who smoked, they would have been all over that place looking in a whole nother stick. Y'all feel me on this? But I wasn't with her on that, so she had to sit down. So she wanted to pick a fight with somebody else instead of just asking them girls, do y'all have some extra or something like that? But she was mad, envious, jealous, like that because they were smoking and she had to smell it. And she didn't have it. I mean, oh my goodness. I don't know if y'all like, that's dangerous. So, but like, she was in that space. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you what it was there, babe. She was catching the contacts, and she was going through weed withdrawal.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
Exactly.
and, and in order for her to get in with the other girls, she would have to put in money.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
understand what
yeah, yeah.
I'm saying?
She should have said that, but not being nasty to them.
Right.
Like, think about how, but I was like, but I'm telling you, like your friends, like, look, Monique is like, I don't hang with people like that. The that's what we call them. Oh, a freeloader. Oh, she said that she was a great look. Naya was agreeing with you, Dr. Jones. Like she read that quick. Like, yeah. So since I was the one with the money, she was like, she was like, Jamie,
Look, she
look,
was mad at you because you ain't put in for her.
exactly. It's something. Or she gonna say that because I was like, are you crazy? You got to get over there. You got to eat something. Eat, drink, do something else. And there's something you can do to feel better. But at that time, I was just like really didn't understand, like But I've noticed that because I've seen another person like that, like So once you just like wow, but you just don't know. I even saw somebody post about that, like when you're around people who smoke, they'll be like in a bad mood because they can't find none, or that's all they talk about. That's all they want to do, like But it's become a habit for them. And some people really don't probably think they can function without it, and now that I'm sure that now that it's legal, it's a lot easier to, have that habit. But it's not legal everywhere. And that was Miami. It's still not legal in Miami. That was almost 20 years ago. Yeah, exactly. The doing what I love and no one to stop me. Yeah, exactly. No, if I like I love being in love. I love being in love, but I have no problem being alone, until I until I have someone to love me like I want to be loved. Like, but I love being in love. Like if I had to choose, like somebody or some group I'm in, they said, what is the worst thing about being single? I said, being single. You know what I'm saying? That's the worst thing. I was like, that's the worst thing about it. Like it's not like I don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like you accept that you're single, but it's like you don't wake up and like, oh, like yeah, oh, this is great. I'm grown. I ain't got nobody. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, exactly. So we want, but we definitely don't want to go down settling. You know, because the settling is a bad habit. Like if people get into the groove of just settling, a very, 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 very bad habit. No, it's like, oh yeah, that's good enough. One benefit about getting grown is you don't have to do that. It's like, you know better. Like you have developed, your neurons in your brain have developed a certain level of discipline. Well, when you're frustrated, you should have developed enough neurons that when you're frustrated with one thing, you just redirect. You just redirect and be happy with another. It's probably why God has me, traveling now, because it's just like travel, get into your work. What else do you have to do? Do something positive. Do something positive with things. Like you accept it is what it is, but yeah, it is what it is. But it's also like with women, we're socialized very heavily. But now I realize that men are too. That a lot of men now have been socialized to give in to a lot. Like they just kind of brush a lot of stuff off. I was saying something to this guy today at the conference, this white guy. We were all walking together as a group. And I was saying something, and he said, yeah, but that doesn't matter to me. And I said, your wife has done a great job. Great job. And he started laughing. I was like, y'all must have got together when you were young. And he said, yeah. Because it was like what he was saying was like he was so beat down. Like, you know what I'm saying? That it was like something like these are things that basically like that should matter to you. Like, saying, oh, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Like, like things should, you do have a right for things to matter. And I think that, now like men are so afraid, like they're afraid, somebody's going to take something wrong, they're afraid to speak their opinion, and that's why it was so refreshing to me about Cameron, because it was like, man, it just felt so exciting to see a Black man just say exactly what was on his mind. What the hell? What's going on? Like, I just love people being themselves, and we should make that a habit. Be yourself. Be yourself. Like, oh, I'm not comfortable with that. No, 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 no. Because like over time, even if a man is giving into something over time, that's the same kind of guy that will get into like 60 years old and he don't want his wife no more. You know what I'm saying? But you're like sitting there and you're not communicating exactly what is frustrating you, so she cannot address it. Like it was there was a lady that was one of a panelist today, and she said she was talking about how using AI in our practices could help, and she was saying that she told her husband that if something happened to him, she would no longer use the financial advisor that they have. And then he said, why? He said, because I don't feel that he addresses my concerns. Now, I don't know if she was just making this up because of the software that she sells or what. So, the software like has these questionnaires, and then it like will send a questionnaire to this person, questionnaire to that person. And then but I said like to the person next to me, like, doesn't she think that she should have said something to the advisor? Like, at what point, how does she make it a habit that while you're married, what you want does not matter. So I'm not going to say anything to this financial advisor, even though I'm putting money in this. This is my money too. Or is it? But I was just like, I wanted to stand up like, that is like the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Like, here you are, a well-educated woman, and you're saying that you were going to fire the advisor because you never talked during the meetings? What exactly was that man supposed to do? Say, hey, what do you think? You know what I'm saying? Over your husband or whatever? I don't know. Like, that's not going to happen because what? Men are too afraid, feeling like maybe he's offended. That's how they run it, you know, because they were of a different culture, and that he's, you know, felt like, you know, I wouldn't have done that. If the woman wanted to be quiet, I wouldn't have badgered the woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just wouldn't have. Like, in most relationships, there's a person who talks the most. And it is up to the other person, if they're sitting there holding that in, that they want to say something and they don't. Do not wait for anyone else at work, in life, in your relationship. Can you imagine how jacked up their marriage must be if she's not communicating that? Like, you know what? Or doesn't keep it together because she shuts up. So she said that when she did the survey, she felt so much better. It doesn't even mean that he did anything differently. You just got a chance to express yourself, which you could have gotten years ago. But you made it a habit to not say what you want out of life. Oh my goodness, right? Bryan Quinn said he's seen people, or, you know, with cigarette habit. That was my dad all day long. My whole life. I was like, I'm gonna grow up. I'm gonna smoke cigarettes. I wanted, because my dad smoked cigarettes. My dad was my mate. That was my ace, boom, coon. That is the. I'm gonna be like my dad, and I just didn't. Thank God. But I never bothered me. I got a whole bunch of secondhand smoke because I would sit right up under him. He'd just smoke, and I loved inhaling his smoke. Exactly. Imagine how many kids are probably like that now. Like, you know what I'm saying? They sort of be with their dad or their mom, like, you know what I'm saying? And they smoke. So they just up in them. I was like, you know, because back then, like these kids now, they're lucky. You know, some parents probably go outside and stuff. But if I smoked, shit, I ain't going outside. It's my house. That's probably how my dad felt. Like, you know what I'm saying? He never said it. Like, it was understood. But my mother would always be bothered by it. Now, you married a man who's been smoking since he was like 15 years old. How are you going to be bothered by it? That is amazing. You know? And because of that, if I married someone and did something that bothered me, I'd find it very, very hard to say anything. But I wouldn't have married him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because I just never wanted to seem like I was badgering. But I should have whipped some ass. Well, I always try to be so nice. But hey, at least I don't have to have any regrets. I ain't hurt nobody. They just hurt me. But, you know, I just, because of that, like, but, you know, my mom, she ain't play. And they got to be together 58 years. I should have, you know, instead of like trying not to be like that, I should have been like that. But it depends on the woman. See, my mother can get away with stuff. She's short and little, you know, look like she white. Like she could get away with stuff I probably couldn't get away with. So thank God I didn't imitate the behavior. What do you think, Weta? Cause my mom would be like, "I'm gonna whoop your," and there are probably some men that think I can whoop their ass, so I wouldn't say that.
Well, with all the weights you lift, you probably could.
Exactly. They'd be like, but I can whoop their ass. I could drag it around though, but I couldn't. I couldn't whip it. I don't know anything
I
about
don't
kicking.
know.
No,
You have you tried?
no, no.
I asked you once, if Mr. Jones, if you thought Mr. Jones would let you pick him up, and he said no. But
Exactly, but he knows. I don't know. Have I seen him? I should have picked him up the other time when I saw you in DC. I should have whipped you up in the air. What was I thinking? I forgot. You didn't
No,
remind me. Next
you
time I see you, I'm picking you up.
what Ms. Davis actually said, ask Mr. Jones, would you let him bench press you?
yeah,
Lord, did
She
she say
wanted you.
that?
She wanted you to bench press me, JB.
She is terrible. That would be such a scene. I gotta get all down. Yeah, I'm glad you said no. But I'm just gonna whoop him up like we're getting married. I'm just gonna be like, flip. I'm just gonna carry you around the room. That's gonna be funny. I knew it. I'd be like all excited. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I could do it. There's one lady at the gym. She lets me pick her up all the time. She was like, I go, I know I can do it, but you're bigger than her. I don't know. She's probably about, I don't know, but I remember what you weighed last time, so I think I can. I'm pretty sure I can.
Well, I was bigger last time. I've come down since then.
Lord,
I've come down since then. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but it's that would be a bad habit to go around trying to do that. So I'm glad I replaced that behavior with 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 positivity. Just,
I'm glad you didn't keep asking me.
just let it go. What you say?
I'm
Huh?
glad you didn't keep asking me.
Oh, about the picking you up. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh yeah. I'm glad too. I don't know how I because I got into track and field. Remember that was why I said I was like, I can't be doing that. I can't hurt myself. I can't be picking up Dr. Jones like that. So something to think about that our brain builds a strong network of neurons to support our current behavior. So the more we do something, the stronger and more efficient the connection becomes to that behavior. And so if you're doing something and you know it's not good for you, we got to do something to stop that behavior. Now, if you're overspending, we got to do something to at least ease it up. We got to do something. We got to at least start talking about it. I think that the first step is to let me help. No, and so let me help on JB. I have this financial concern. JB, I have, this is what I want to talk about. JB, I don't think that my portfolio is doing as well as it should. We have to not allow ourselves to go decade after decade of not getting the returns on your investment that you want. And then you can build on your existing behavior. Like you're currently saving, but you're not getting the return that you want on your saving. So if a person, was smoking and they, are not sure that they can stop, but they can certainly start cutting down. That's building on that current behavior. They don't want to stop going to I'm a soft, exactly. I'm soft era girl now. I am. I'm a sweet girl. And nah. The so building on our existing habits, like, when powerlifting led to the shot put and the weight throw, like, and sometimes I think about that. Like, when I do those things, I'm much more confident. When I go up to compete, I'm much more confident, but I still want to be a sprinter. No, and it's like, you know, I should, as far as mobility, the shot put, the discus, the hammer, the weight throw, there's so many things in that resistance area and the throws area that I could use to build on my powerlifting, and it'll give me more mobility. But how often do we do that where we're doing things that aren't working with our strengths? Like when you said, Dr. Jones, about playing basketball, like, you knew that you were going to play, but you knew that it might not, you know what I'm saying? To the point of where you're dreaming about. But,
Yeah, yeah,
but you
yeah.
didn't allow that to stop you from being a writer.
No, I did not,
You
and
see what I'm
I did
Yeah,
not allow it to stop me from loving and still playing the game of basketball either.
true. Because some people won't even watch it on TV because they're so mad because they didn't do it, as long as they wanted to or something, and but I know that a key way, of developing new pathways in our brain is trying new things. No, by doing the powerlifting that focused just on form and slow movement, it slowed down. Well, I didn't even slow it down. I never developed fast twitch stuff. And now all of this track and field stuff requires that I move faster. I move faster. I move faster. Like, so my overall pace in life has gotten faster, but it's going to take a minute. I got to continuously be committed, and I am. You know what I'm saying? That to develop those fast twitch muscles. And I want it to happen much faster than I want, but I was never able to play a sport as a kid. So there's no neuron, there's no space up here for what I'm doing. I'm building totally new neuron space. I can look, I need some stem cells. I need some stem cells from Flojo or something. Like that would like give you that would be amazing though if you could, like, you know what I mean, and then it all of a sudden like give me that like fat, like, I just feel fast like, but I just don't feel fast. But that's what I want to be. So that's what I will be. And I'm faster. So the space one is not as big as it is for the other people on my team that have been running forever. So even though they're older than me, many can run faster than me because that space in their brain is on. They know what to do because they've been doing it. They've been doing it. But if I brought them over to my area, could they pick up Mr. Jones, Dr. Jones? No. Yeah, Barbara did track in middle school, high school. Exactly. It's in there. It's in there. Now, do you want to activate that again? It will be a lot easier for her to go back to something that's still in there. Like, I don't play my flute like I should, but because I started playing the flute so young, it's still there. So I pick it up, I'm playing my flute. But I got to do better. But it was deeply into, that flute was deeply in there. But what habits, what do you love? Like, what habits have you lost that maybe we need to get back again and make them even better? Like I was saying about, like when we were kids, like we used to think we were Jackson 5, dancing and singing and stuff. Like, what are those things, good things like that we could get back to replace some negative behavior? That's what I did today. Like because I walked so much, like I did like 18,000 steps today. Oh my God, 18,036 steps.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of steps.
That's a lot.
Look, then I'm like, I don't know why my feet hurt. But so one time I had to go back to the conference room because these hotels are so big, and then you got to get over to the conference area. So I go back over, and then I had the nerve to walk for at least 2 hours this morning outside. So the family time. That's right. So what was saying? Oh, I had to turn on music because I was thinking, what can I do that will calm my body so that I won't think about, oh, my feet hurt, this hurts, I got to go all the way back over there. You know what I'm saying? It was like at least a half a mile every time from my room back to the conference area. The one time I had the nerve to leave something in my room, forgot when I left. I think it was like the phone. It was something important. So I had to come back. It's a quarter mile from my room to the elevator. Lord, y'all don't need to make these things this big. No. But I had to, as soon as I turned on the music, I calmed down. I was walking my walk. I was good. I was good. Even when I went to lunch, I turned on the music, because from what I can see, I'm the only Black female advisor in there. And there's one Black guy I saw, he looked at me, he looked down. It was like, I hope she's not going to try to identify me Black. She just looked out. He looked down. I was like, all right, peace, brother. I'm not the type to go walk up to him. You know what I'm saying? And he was a younger dude, so he don't know what to do. But let them say anything about me, because the president I really love him and his wife so much. Let this brother see me talking to them, and all of a sudden, then I'm okay to talk to. That is a problem for us. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Weeda, you know what I'm talking about. She must be somebody. Exactly. That's so sad.
Somebody with money.
No, we all in there, but he should know. Well, he don't know. He might think of somebody's secretary. You don't know, right? I could tell, I've been in the business longer than he's been alive, most likely. What is he? Probably at the most, he was maybe 35. So he was 5 when I started my company. Already have been in it. So the advantages that I could give to him, that's the sad part. So we don't realize, you know what I'm saying, that who are we being mean to? Who, you know what I'm saying? Who? Oh my goodness. God, I've always thought that. I was like, if Jesus was here today, people just be walking past him. Me and him, the only ones be chilling. I'd be talking to him. I'd be talking to him. I'm like, you Jesus. These people don't know you, Jesus. They talking about your clothes, man. He said, I know. They don't like my clothes. They don't like my sandals. They don't like my hair. I had the nerve, I'm going to say here, have my hair like lamb's wool. I was like, yeah, Jesus, you looking like Dr. Jones. He said, yeah. I think I'm going to have to pick you up. He was like, you can do it, girl. I got you. Jesus. You carried me a long way. God is good. Oh, he's so good to us. But we got to move past just judging people on what we think they have or what they look like. Character. It's not like some speech from Martin Luther King. Do we have that habit? I have a habit of speaking to everyone. I speak to everyone. I speak to everyone. I don't speak to just Black people. I'm going to speak to Black people, yes, but I speak to everyone. If they're an old white man, old white lady, old anything, you know what I mean? If they come, I might not even say any words. They can tell in my eyes, I'm smiling, I'm looking at them, I'm greeting them. They can choose not, and it's rare, but most people speak back to me. They don't do that, what that brother did. Yeah. And then Black people feel like, you know what I'm saying, that we're not the same anymore. It's so sad. I remember in my last corporate job, because I was the only Black broker, and they told me, this woman told me, she said, we didn't know if you were cool or not. Like, and all the other Black people were administrative. They were like, we didn't know if you were cool or not. So we were just waiting. Cause I was just wondering, like, why is the only one nice to me the custodian? You know, this is crazy. He said, but then when we found out, you know, I guess the custodian went and told everybody, you know, she's cool. Like, you know, what's wrong with y'all? Mm-mm-mm. You ask Jesus if you bench press him. No, I would just say, can I pick you up? I'm not gonna ask him about bench because he don't know about no bench. I just say, Jesus, can I cover you over the? Can I carry you over this water? And then somebody be like, why that girl carrying that man? Like he can walk, and that's something. And I'm gonna be like, cause he carried me this far, I can carry him over this water. It's a privilege. I'm not bench. Yeah, I'm not gonna bench. I'm gonna just carry him until I can't, and then he'll pick me back up again. Mm-mm-mm. So the ways that we have to think about ways of building, you know, good habits, and you know where the behavior came from. Out of like Psychology Today, I pulled, it says consider the context and the dynamics that lead to habits. Building healthy habits can involve putting yourself in situations in which you are more likely to engage in the desired behavior, planning to repeat behavior, and attaching a small reward to the behavior that doesn't impede it. Like it says, um, like turning on TV while you're exercising or listening to music while you're exercising. Exactly. Something to help you succeed. So put yourself in situations in which you are more likely to engage in the desired behavior. So it's like make it good for you. Like it, Demand Entertainment was saying, joining the gym. He feels like joining the gym will put himself in a situation where he's more likely to do it. Because some people just are not going to do it in their house. Right. So it's like put yourself in a situation like if you don't want to smoke anymore, take a different route. Don't go by the store where you usually buy your cigarettes. If you don't want to drink anymore, you might have to stop, you know, hanging around people that do that for a minute. If you don't, like, you know, one of the guys in the walking group this morning, he was saying like he hadn't drank in a couple of years because he felt like everything was just starting to be just involving drinking. And it was just like, so I just haven't, he was like, I don't know, I might drink again, but, you know, for the last 3 years, I just, you know, haven't. And I was like, yeah, I get that. You know, I get it. I never have because I know I would be good at it. Too good at it. So you also have to know yourself. Oh, I thank God, you know, for to be able to be a gift to you. Thank you. And the also let's see, incentives or rewards. No, like say I'm gonna get myself a new something, you know, something, and don't make it too expensive unless it needs to be, but offer yourself, you know, something that's help that to encourage you to build this new habit that you feel is going to really help. So if the goal is I need to save more, then your reward can't be something in spending the money, right? But it, you know, it could certainly be where I'm going to um you're going to some whatever you feel as a reward that won't involve money. That's a shame that everything, it doesn't have to cost as much money. You'd be like, maybe, let's just say you take yourself on a picnic. And when you realize that you have saved over the last, every 4 weeks, you take yourself on a picnic or out somewhere nice. But it's changing from where you used to do it every week. And I don't want to encourage us to like start staying in the house all the time. Oh, thank you. You know, I don't want you to have to start staying in the house all the time, but find, ways that you can go out and you can bring down the cost of going out. Like, and y'all have to help me on that, but things that you could, do to go out that would be free. Like, I don't know. look, look, my Friday consists of cable, but cable is an expensive habit. My cable costs over $300 a month.
Why?
That's an expensive habit.
Why is your cable so high, Debbie?
Because that's my spouse, and I can spend $300 on my spouse if I want to.
Enough said. I'm good. I'm good.
Don't you talk about what I buy for Leroy. Look, no, but yeah, but the cable is definitely like my companion. And I like to watch a lot of news. I like to watch like stuff on demand. I love Black Mafia Family, it's on Showtime. It's like the I don't want to download a whole bunch of apps. I don't want nobody doing no 5-stick and it not working. I don't want, so like, but thank God I can afford it. But if the person can't, like, right? It's like, but if a person can't, then they should not do that. Don't participate in that behavior. I'm like twice as old as some people who are spending that on cable. They should not be spending that on cable. That's my Wi-Fi and everything. Like that's not. I don't think. Well, if I was 25, I would not be spending $300 plus on cable. Correct?
You know what? I switched at the beginning of the year. I switched from Xfinity to a Stan.
Mm.
And when I did that, at the time the ACP program was up and running.
Yeah.
Affordable Connectivity Program.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that shit ran out this month?
And it's gonna go up a lot?
No. It only went up $30.
That's good.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's gonna. But again, you can afford it. A lot of people can't.
Yeah.
Like you don't see, to some people, I'm telling you, $30 more a month is real.
Yeah.
Like but they just throw that stuff out there like that, and some people are like, what? And they're like, oh, that program has ended. It's just sad. It's sad.
The government didn't want to keep funding it. That's how it shut down.
Basic Wi-Fi and cable for all the local channels should be free to everyone in the United States. They're just everybody. Wi-Fi, basic cable, because you can't get TV channels. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You can't get your local. Everybody needs to have local TV access without having to worry about buying an antenna and all this extra stuff. Doesn't even come with the TV standard no more. They know they need to be doing that. And women don't need to be fussing. They need to be getting livable wages for everybody and connectivity for everybody. Everybody needs Wi-Fi.
Let me tell you a funny story about cable. Before everybody had to pay to watch their TV, me and my buddy was putting up illegal cable in New York, right? So right before it happened, we doing the job. He said, Kenny, he said, not too long from now, everybody gonna have to start paying to watch TV. I said, who the fuck gonna do that, Greg? He said, everybody.
Wow. You remember that. You remember
that. I remember that shit.
Isn't that something? You said,
like
we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. But you remember when cell phones first came out, they were free. And you would just remember that you did not have to pay for the phone itself. You would get
That's
it like
true.
they would be like, if you're gonna stay with us for 2 years, the phone is free. And then, you would just like pay for your minutes or whatever. But then all of a sudden these phones started being $1,000, $1,200. Oh my goodness. But we really need to think about it, which habits are serving us and which aren't. But there's some people who have to have a brand new phone all the time. Yes. And then it's like in psychology today, it said when the question was asked, why is it hard to change bad habits? It just says that people's behavior is on autopilot. No, your brain doesn't sit there and ask you why you're doing this, because all the brain remembers is when you started, wasting your money, and you love doing it because it gives you joy, especially the first time. Yeah. When did the habit start where they don't want to put yourself first? We have to like think back to that. Like, when did I not like, at what point did you stop being important to yourself? Mm, mm, mm. Some people just haven't. And then you think, where did that behavior come from? How did this become a habit of me eating this toxic, food every day? How did this happen where I started going through the drive-through window every day? I remember when I used to go to Arby's every day. I think I told y'all about that. Like before COVID, I used to pick up a rotisserie chicken from Arby's every day as if I couldn't cook the chicken myself. And it didn't change until one day I said, I'm going to cook every day. I'm going to cook every day. But it's easier when you're working from home. Now, when I'm going in the office more often, you know what I mean? Locally, it's not so easy. So that was easy during that time. So that just means I got to do more prepping during the weekend, so that during the week I'm really just heating up. And wherever I am, I can take it with me. I'm going to DC for the day, take the lunch with you. Got it. Because you prepped over the weekend. But it's like, what do we need to do to make these habits easier for us to keep? Right. Right. So that we can, it says, bad habits are also ingrained in the mind due to the rewarding feeling that they bring or used to bring when the habit was first formed. So I think that a big part of changing our life is having someone to help you change it with you, like we can do this together. We can do it together. But we have to and you have to see the value. Like, if you have a personal trainer, they can help you get more out of your workout. Like, everybody deserves to have a coach. Exactly. Is that all the premiums, the max? No, but Bar was asking, I don't know. And the 300 was with them coming back and promised me that, oh yeah, it's going to be cheaper. No, they always like bring it down with something. They trick you with something. I was like, look, y'all need to come. I don't need all these boxes in my house. Like, every room had a box. Even in the studio where I never watched it. I don't sit in there watching cable. I was like, I don't need a box. So they were charging like $50 for every box. So the guy says, okay, yeah, you need to be on this plan. You need to be on this plan. We don't charge for boxes. I said, okay, yeah, do that plan. Okay, I'm busy. I gotta go. But he said, yeah, we're gonna come out. The price is still the same. He ain't promised me it was going down. He said, ma'am, you just want to get rid of your boxes, right? Look, boy, you gotta take your time. A lot of times, like, I can't maximize my savings because I don't have the time. Remember, thank God, Coach helped me in researching the new vehicle that I got. And he took time. If you know that you don't have time to do it, get the help that you need. I need, help like that. Like, if I were in a relationship, I would benefit from someone that could do things that I can't do. Like, there's this thing going around the internet that's about like, it was like, it said, like, what kind of woman do you want? And he told the guy, like, write down all the attributes of you want from that woman and then become that woman. I mean, well, become like that. Like, become like that. If you want her to be like this, then become like that. Like, my thing is, I want my partner, I want my man to be everything that I'm not. I don't want him to be me. You know what I'm saying? So if I switch to become that, then I feel that we're less. Like, I want him to compliment me. Like, I want him to fill in the gaps of my life. Like, I want him to be good at talking to the cable company. I want him to be good at, doing the things that I'm not good at. Like, at buying cars. I want him to be good at fixing cars. I want him to be good at, like, those are the things. But if I put on a list and I said, I want these things, and then I got to become that, I have to totally start all over. Like, and then I'd stop being what God made me. So, yeah, so that's like the only thing about that thing when they say, like, write down what you want and then become that. Like, it's like, the word says that the woman is their help meet. Like, your partner is your help meet. Like, it didn't say y'all are the same thing. Y'all are the same person. No, but I guess, when the speaker says that, like, write down and then you become that, like, they're not thinking about the things that I might be thinking about. Yeah, I need that type of help for real myself. Exactly. Like, like, it wouldn't, like, just because, someone doesn't need someone to get their bills paid doesn't mean that they don't need a help me. You still need it. Like, you still have attributes that will help make your life better. And I feel that as a financial advisor, that's what I do. Like, I fill in the gaps. I look at it in a different approach. Sometimes, I'm talking about, how to get your income raised, how to get a raise, how going over resumes, and like that. All of that matters. And then other times we're going over life insurance, and we might need to get some more life insurance. All of that matters. Sometimes we're going over the 401k allocation, and this needs to be reallocated, and this, and all of that matters. That's my gap that I feel. That's what I feel. You need to increase your confidence with carrying your gun. That's where Miss Davis would come in. I couldn't do that. Oh, you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle? Me and her could help with that. Like, exactly. You see her, and she keep it closed. Even if I'm at home, I'm still running to go find mine. Exactly.
One behind the door.
Oh yes. Look, wait, Mr. Robert. I'm going to get my gun. Dr. Jones, will that approach work?
Nope.
You have to be respectful.
Nope.
Exactly. What? You better wait trying to come. Look, open up the window. Are you trying to come in here? You wait till I come in. You just wait. I just wanted to make sure before I run up the steps. Hmm. Yeah, matchmaker. What's a matchmaker? That sounds like some California stuff. Like, dude, Dr. Jones is terrible. What you doing over there?
That's apple juice. It's apple
Mhm.
juice.
Apple juice. Oh, that's so sweet. But remember that as we develop, we can make new neurons too, I believe. We're constantly regenerating ourselves. So we're creating new pathways in our life. I'm sure Terrence Howard would agree that, we can heal. I don't know if there's any part of the body that doesn't heal. Do you know of any part of the body that doesn't heal? I don't think you can regenerate a liver, but I think so. But what about the pancreas? That's
I don't
pretty
think so.
serious. Yeah, I know. It's something serious about the pancreas. But
That's what took John Lewis out. So I don't think
mm,
it can happen. Yeah.
right? So but we can probably do a lot to make things better for ourselves. And we can do a lot. I'm not even gonna say probably. We can do a lot to make things better for ourselves. And we can change some habits. We can build on some existing habits and create habits that are going to serve us. Mm-mm. He said, that's right. Don't get caught slipping. Take care of yourself. And Nicole said, don't get caught slipping. Indeed. And I appreciate you, Nia. I appreciate you, Barbara. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It cannot be regenerated. Wow. No, but that could, you know what I'm saying? That could be science, and you'd be amazed at stuff that we really could do. That they say that it might not, they might say that it can't be regenerated fast enough, or it doesn't get regenerated, you know what I mean, fast enough in order to save a life or something like that. That's what they believe. And then we'll Google and we'll find out there's someone who actually regenerated their pancreas. That kind of stuff amazes me. That to the point where it's like, I doubt everything that they say. I think that we should question everything that is said, everything, where, how, what is the, when I was in a session today, and this man said, one of the speakers was saying some statistics, and the one of the guys from the audience said, I would like to see those numbers. Question everything. Black people, we can do that too. Question everything. Well, that's right. But I believe, like, there's scripture that says, like, we can heal ourselves. So if the scripture says that we can heal ourselves, then there is not a part of us that can't be regenerated. But if we, like, see, this could be the kicker, because remember, it's all in how they say it. If they cut your pancreas in half to take what they deem to be cancer out of you, that pancreas that was cut out could not be rejuvenated. Now, does that make sense? Y'all feel me on that? Because you cut it. You cut what you deemed as bad cells. But the word is saying that you can be made new. But if you cut it out, I can't make it new. Y'all feel me? But you can heal thyself. So is an argument that you don't have to cut it out. Like, all you would have to do is change some habits that have caused it. But instead, we're told, oh, if you don't do this, then it's going to kill you. Correct?
Yes.
But that's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said that, you know what I mean, you can be made new, that you can heal thyself. Oh, you were talking about when I was like, exactly. Oh, exactly. Don't get caught slipping, I know. And don't get so, look, you see what y'all see when Nia said that don't get caught like without my weapon close to me. It's true. You know, we get caught, but we also have to not get caught. Like, you know, don't get caught slipping. I should have named this thing, don't get caught slipping. Because don't get caught slipping on believing every time somebody tells you something. And it said, like they're talking about now these false positives for Black women. Like, you know, for most of them, it's too late. They'll tell us something can't regenerate. No, it cannot regenerate if you cut it off. I know people that feel that all these things, like what you're doing, like when you go into PT instead of doing surgery, that's regenerating. Yeah, that's making new. No, that's a blessing.
Absolutely. That's exactly what the therapist said to me today, JB.
Yep. And they will connect. They will connect again. They will reconnect. Like there's about nerves take about it's slow, but nerves do regenerate and they do reconnect. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, you know, takes time. It's like a quarter of us, less than a centimeter every month or something like that. But it can happen. And you have to commit. This guy was saying he had knee surgery and now his leg muscle feels so weak since he had knee surgery. And I said, now it's time to hire a trainer. But I was, you know, see people there. I will see people in life like who, you know, have millions but don't want to pay for anything for themselves because they've become accustomed that if it's not covered by insurance, then I shouldn't spend any money on it. And I told them, you know, it's time to take care of yourself. It's time to spend money on you. It has become a habit for a lot of people to not spend their money on their well-being. But you will spend it in Dubai. You know, you'll spend it on the Carnival cruise and put it down a slot machine, but you won't spend it on physical therapy or personal training. No, to help you be able to take care of yourself for the rest of your life. I mean, we all just sit down one day and go to sleep. You know, just sit down and go to sleep, and that's how we leave this earth. We do not have to have, you know, a whole bunch of issues. May God just take us because we're committed to renewing and regenerating ourselves every day. Y'all be good. Let's continue to create like good habits, new habits. Yes. Yeah. But it's hard, Barbara, to keep them quads strong when you're not using them. Because, you know, it's, yes, especially the front, but even the back. Like sometimes you might think it's the quad, but it's actually the hamstrings. No, it just doesn't, you know, it's hard, but you know, he probably thinks it's the quad because that's what he can see. You know, so when he looks at it, he looks down, you can see the quad, so he blames it on the quad. But it's most likely a hamstring problem too.
Before I go, JB, I got a quick question.
Yes.
About you said you're going racing tomorrow? You're going racing tomorrow? Friday. Have you seen the track?
No.
Because the last time I found the place, it's all sand and it got bumps and stuff like this.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's why I was going to ask you. That's why I'm asking, because they may have paved it by now. It's been a while.
The Vegas track. Wow.
The Vegas track that I know of, it was all sand, and it was all sand. They had SUVs, everything. And they was on like this.
Oh, that might be the other one they had. Like you could do that. It was like a one that was with like Jeeps and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not mine. Mine is all like Indy 500.
Oh, okay. You fancy. You fancy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I put on my Facebook wall the one I think it was, but I'll send you the link. The one I must have got that from them. The name of it.
Okay.
But it's called Exotic something. But no, it wasn't that one. I know what you're talking about. I thought about doing that one.
Okay.
But I'm like, yeah, my deep loving days are behind.
Are you racing yourself by yourself or racing against time?
They sell it like that, but I think that is a driver in there with you. I think so. Because when I looked at the website that I looked at, it said like, you know, driver was something about, I don't know, it had a driver. I'll let y'all know though. Wait for the video.
Yep.
Woo!
There's nowhere.
Love you. All right, baby doll. Good night. Good night.
Be safe.
I'ma Google it, Barbara.
Whenever you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. I'll be around.
Woo!
Knew just what you said.
Okay.
See what Barbara said.
I see.
Barbara, stop playing, Jay.
But I know there's always a chance.
Why? Pray for me, y'all.
Sparks turn into flames, and love can burn
Good night, right back into.
but I know you know. Whenever you call me, I'll be there.
Whenever you
want me,
I'll be there.
whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Come on. I'll be around. I don't know if it'll do that for me. If I do this, how'd you get that hard? That's so sweet. Have a good night. See you on Friday. I'll be there. I love that. I'm right here. I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my email out.
Be there.
Thank you.
I'll be there. All right. I'll be around. I'll be around.
Oh, you sing it. Oh, you sing it. This is my favorite part.
Yay.
I love it.